Good morning, everybody. Happy, gorgeous Boston Friday. I think we're all excited that this weather's coming through today so that tomorrow is going to be sunny and perfect. I'll check the weather. I'm pretty sure that's happening. My name is Brett Miller, and I'm the executive director of the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. We are so excited to welcome you guys here this morning to the Museum of Science for the inaugural Media Day for the inaugural Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Can't wait to stop saying that. It's no secret that it's been a pretty challenging road to get us to this point. Who's counting? 3 years exactly to get a game in, and just seeing these guys next to us right now, it makes us happy. It makes our entire organization happy, and we just could not be more thrilled to have them here, and certainly in advance of tomorrow. Fenway Park, obviously, looking around the room, a lot of you guys are local, no stranger to rivalries. So how fitting is it that the first matchup we actually get is a matchup that dates back almost 100 years? I mean, it's perfect. We really couldn't have drawn it up any differently. This will be the 54th meeting between these two teams, and the first one since 2013. Keg of Nails, how awesome is that? We're all excited. Boston likes to get behind slogans like that, so we're certainly leaning into it ourselves. We are thrilled to welcome the players, coaches and families, and the fans to this great city and the first of New England's first bowl game. We're really just excited to get this thing launched. Before I leave the podium right now, I just want to give a quick rundown as to how this is going to operate. Coach Kerry Combs over here will offer a few words. Once he concludes, Coach Deion Branch will do the same thing, and we'll open it up to Q&A for you guys. And I'm going to leave, before I leave the podium real quick, I do just want to quickly introduce Julie Berry, who's the Vice President of Global Brand and Communications for our title partner, Wasabi Technologies, to say a couple quick words. Deion, I think she's a huge fan of yours too. So
okay. Okay.
Try not to fangirl too hard.
Yes, ma'am.
You're
fine. Yes, ma'am.
I could have used some walk-up music to break the ice a little bit. Hi, everyone. I'm Julie Barry, Vice President of Global Brand and Communications at Wasabi Technologies, the company that is lucky enough to be the title sponsor of this amazing bowl game. Wasabi is not a Japanese condiment or a Japanese restaurant. We are actually a cloud storage company, and you can see our offices right over there at the Pru. On behalf of all of us at Wasabi and the great folks from Fenway Sports Management, I want to welcome you, the student athletes, coaches, staff, and media, to kick off the historic Fenway Bowl. It's been a rough couple years, and we were really heartbroken to have to cancel this game just a few days before it was set to kick off due to COVID last year. We couldn't be more excited to finally bring this landmark event with Fenway Sports Management to the Boston area and to historic Fenway Park. In addition to extending the philanthropic efforts through the Honor Roll program, we all support the belief that all children deserve equal access to quality education. So some of you may ask, why the heck is a cloud storage company the sponsor of a college bowl game? But it's actually sensible when you think about it. It's been about 20 years since the book Moneyball came out, and at that time, data-driven sports was considered pretty revolutionary and innovative and something that was not really possible. But now today, you think about it, and it's absolutely critical. And that data needs to be stored somewhere, and that's where Wasabi comes into play. Boston's always been known for its passion for its professional sports brands. And for us, this game presents a tremendous opportunity to extend that passion to a college bowl game that's going to take place at one of the most historic ballparks in the world at Fenway Park. On that note, I want to thank you all for being here. We're looking forward to an exciting and safe game tomorrow, and I hope it's one that you all remember for the rest of your lives, because I know that it's going to be one that I do. Thank you very much.
Okay. First of all, we'd like to thank Wasabi Technologies for sponsoring the game. It's very exciting for us to be in Boston. For many of the kids on our team, it's our first trip. So it's my first trip to Boston. First time in Fenway Park. Such a great and historic venue for a game. It was really a great event the other night. Our kids got a real good feel for the Green Monster and all the things that go with Fenway. I mostly want to tell you that our kids, our team, has worked incredibly hard for this opportunity. It is a fantastic group of young people. It's a weird game. You've got two coaches who weren't, the head coaches of this game, and so it's certainly different and unique. But our kids have handled this transition in a fantastic manner. They've prepared diligently and with energy and passion. I'm excited to watch them play. We play a great opponent. We're going to have to play our best game to have an opportunity to win. The fact that it's a team that's 100 miles away from us, a rivalry game that our players that are on the team right now haven't experienced, but I certainly did as a coach the first time around at Cincinnati. I know what the keg and nails means, and so we're excited to have all of those parts involved in this game. It's not just a regular old bowl game, and so there's a lot of interesting facets to it, but we're really excited to be here. Thank you all.
Thanks, Coach. Coach Branch?
Yeah, Coach Coon said it all. On behalf of the University of Louisville, we would like to thank the selection committee and the Wasabi Fenway Bowl for electing us to be a part of this game. The guys are super excited. As Coach was saying, we know those guys have been preparing very hard. We've been doing the same thing back in Louisville. The crazy part about it is that you take these two rivalries, and it's quite fitting that we have this game right here in Boston. This is amazing, not only for the team, but also for myself. Super special, but I think alongside with my captains, the guys are very excited. We've had 2 weeks of great preparation. Give and take with the situation with the coaches, as Coach Coombs was elaborating on. This is an unusual predicament to be in. But I think first and foremost, our guys have embraced the moment. They've taken full advantage of the opportunities, and I'm expecting a great game tomorrow, Coach. Not a good one. We're going to have a great one.
There you go.
Yes, sir. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to see some great things. These guys are going to lay it all on the football field tomorrow, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Thank you all.
Thanks, Coach. I think we're going to open up to Q&A. I think colleagues in the back are walking around with microphones.
Hi, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. Dion, you kind of went from right to head coach.
Right.
So, I was just wondering, some of the lessons you learned in Foxborough over the years, are you applying some of that to your job today, and are you telling the kids about that?
Great. Everything that I've been doing from the moment I took this job, January the 18th. Everything that Coach Belichick, all my coaches, Coach Holmgren, Coach John L. Smith, a former coach at the University of Louisville, someone who I have a great deal of respect for. The beauty of it, I get to give these guys all the resources within 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of information. I'm just compiling all of it within 2 weeks, and I'm going to give it to them. And hopefully these guys, they've been doing a great job of receiving everything that I've been giving them. And we'll see what happens come tomorrow.
Dion, you had a big game against Cincinnati in
Right.
2000 when you guys played. Do you remember about that game? And then what have you been talking to your guys about just as far as emphasizing that rivalry?
Yes. Coach, were you there?
Not in 2000.
Not in 2000. Okay. Yeah, it was a great game. It was a tough fought game. I just remember one of the last plays I caught an outright or something for. It was like a 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16. It's the only thing that's coming to my memory now. Running up the sideline, getting tackled out of bounds, and my helmet flew off. I think that's about the most I can remember, and we won the game. But overall, I think the benefits of actually playing this game, like you said, it's a rivalry game. I think the beauty of it, the season didn't end the way that we expected. We've had the opportunity to play against UK. That's our original rivalry. But this one here is even more. This one is even better, for our guys. And like you said, it dates back over 100 years, and the last time we played was in 2013. I think none of the guys on this team, you guys were at middle school? Yeah. So they don't have a clue about it. We'll speak on it. We'll talk about it. My guy Rocco, he'll be able to give all the information on it, everything that I can't do, that I can't remember. But it's more to it than just that. I think the most important thing, like we're fighting for this keg of nails. It'll be great. These guys will have a lot of fun with it.
For, I guess, both sets of guys, what have y'all learned about the keg of nails in what has it been, 10 days or however long that it's been?
Well, I'm a Cincinnati kid, so growing up a UC fan, I remember hearing about it, and then I remember when I first got to college, I saw like a little GIF of Teddy Bridgewater in front of the UC student section throwing up the UC before the game. So that's kind of like what sparked my interest in it. So just being a Cincinnati kid, growing up, hearing about the keg and nails, and then finally getting the opportunity to play in it, I'm just extremely excited and never thought it would be in Fenway Park.
Yeah, just going off what Evan said. I'm a legacy kid. My dad played at UC, and so he played Louisville all 5 years he was here. So it was something that I watched growing up. I was able to watch the game with my dad. So it's something that's kind of been ingrained, in me and my family for since I've been born. So I'm just super excited to be able to play this rivalry game here in this great city of Boston.
I'm from Texas. So I didn't grow up around this rivalry, but something beautiful about college football, you got guys coming from everywhere and they get put into this culture. So you kind of just take the energy from the fans and roll with it. And playing in different programs, I've learned to do that. So it's another game, but it's the cake and nails. And now that's the next eye on that trophy and just keeping that rivalry alive. So.
Yeah, and I'm from Georgia, so I didn't grow up around this rivalry, but just hearing about it over the years of being at Louisville, I've heard that this rivalry was just as big as UK at once. So it's like, I've seen the GIF that they were talking about over there as well, and it's just an honor and a blessing to be able to get this game back going in this type of situation in this bowl game. So, really looking forward to it.
Will, the opt-outs, transfers, that's kind of become the norm now with these bowl games. With the coaching change, are you surprised you guys haven't had more of those on your side?
No, not necessarily. No, I think, guys at the end of the day have to do what's best for them or what they think's best for them. But, we've always prided ourselves on the family atmosphere, the family feel that we have at Cincinnati. It's more than, Coach Combs hits on all the time. It's more than, who sits at the meal hall. It's really about the brotherhood, kind of what we've developed, in the last 6 years that I've been here. So it's more than, coaching leaves, coaching hires. It's really about the guys in the locker room. Because at the end of the day, those are the guys that are going to go out and, it's going to be, determine the winner or loss of that, that game.
For both coaches, how difficult has the last 10 days been? And I guess talk a little bit about your staffs of maybe not all the full-time guys are still around, but a lot of QCs and GAs that have had to pitch in. What's that been like for both of you to try to manage all that?
You want to go first? Okay.
It's not one bit difficult. It's one of the greatest honors and privileges of my life to spend these 2 weeks with these guys. It's an incredible group of young people. And when adversity hits and things are tough, you find out really what you're made of. And these kids have demonstrated, regardless of the outcome of the game Saturday and how they played, they have demonstrated to themselves and their teammates what true toughness looks like. And it's been, for me, it ain't hard a bit. It's hard to have transition, to lose your friends, to have people leave you that you love and care about. That's hard for anybody, right? And we understand that, we experience that, but at the same time, when the window of opportunity opens, you don't pull the shade down. You go run right through it, and that's what our kids are doing, and they've embraced it, and I'm excited for them, mainly because of the kind of men they've been able to demonstrate that they are to our city and our town, and when Will talks about guys not leaving, they don't, because they care about each other, and it's been a really cool experience for me. I hope for all of our kids.
Yeah, and piggybacking off Coach, it's a test of character. I think the most important thing as far as these young men staying mentally locked in, and they've done that the past 2 weeks with all the nonsense that has happened in front of them. Speaking of all the players you was talking about in the portal, the coaches are in the portal too. You get what I'm saying? So you look at it, we're getting coaches getting plugged there in the portal as well. As of right now, I'll just say the day that Josh Hurd reached out and actually extended the opportunity for myself. At one point, I was like, I couldn't do it because we have a staff full of coaches that are super qualified for this role. But my next thought was exactly thinking about how these guys would have felt knowing the opportunity was there for me to take this. And I know how they feel about me and how I feel about them. You get what I'm saying? And I think this was more of a mutual move for myself, for me, to actually take this upon myself to do this for these young men. And that's why I'm standing here and sitting here before you. And I also want to speak about my coaching staff. After this game, every last one of my coaches should be hired for a job. They're doing an amazing job given the circumstances, and they're here for these young men. And I'm so thankful to have these the 10 coaches that I do have. We got 3 full staff coaches that stayed back, and we're using quality control guys, GAs, and these guys are all in for these young men, man. I couldn't be more proud of the guys that I have the opportunity to work with. That's the most important thing about this game and how much fun we're going to have with this.
Julian from the Globe. Like, honestly, same question for the players. Just can you describe what it was like going through the last couple of weeks and hearing news left and right? And then how do you maintain a sense of stability and just go about your job? You know?
Yeah, I'll start it off. It's wild. It's a wild ride, but to be honest, that's how college football is now. That's happening all across the country. So you got to take the adversity and run with it. But the important thing is being a player-led team at the base of your team. Like, it has to be player-driven and coach-directed. You know what I mean? So the player leadership, that's how we stayed together as a team. Pulled in the team meeting afterwards, talked to each other, felt good about how we play with each other. So regardless of what adversity is thrown at us, we feel like we can bounce back 10 times harder and play together, play for each other.
It seemed a little tough at first for a lot of people, a lot of scrambling, trying to figure out what you want to do. But I think Coach Combs has done a phenomenal job of just grappling everybody and getting a hold on everybody, and just our players just putting their heads down and continuing to work. Coach Combs said, like, adversity is going to hit, and you can't just fold up and just shy away. You got to take advantage of these moments. So I think our team has done a great job. We're just continuing to move forward and not focusing on who's sitting at the end of the hall, like Coach Combs and Will are talking about. It's a lot about the players and the things that we do and that we need to get done. So just making the most of these opportunities and going out and putting our head down and just working.
Yeah, ultimately, I feel like the guys over here probably felt the same thing. Getting out on the football field fixes everything. The couple of days that we were all sitting at home, unsure what was going on, those were definitely the toughest days. But as soon as we were able to kind of figure out where we were going to play this bowl and got back on the field, everything felt normal again. Because ultimately, that's what we love to do. That's the reason we're here today, And so, football is what it is. The business of it, is not great, but football is the sport that everybody loves. And so, that kind of fixes everything. And I'm just excited to be here with the guys. I can't, thank Coach Combs enough for, what he's done the last 2 weeks, as well as, the other coaches. They've done an absolutely incredible job. I'm really excited to play this game tomorrow.
I couldn't agree more with what he just said. Getting back on the field fixes everything. Everything was, wild, shocking at first, but, we just knew that we wanted to be with each other this last game, especially with the senior group. We knew that we didn't finish the season how we wanted to, and we knew that this was our opportunity to go finish it how we wanted it to. And getting to play for a guy like Coach Dion, that's one of the biggest blessings we can ever get. And before he became Coach Dion, we called him Unc. He's like an uncle to all of us in the facility. And, when he just came up and talked to us guys and asking us if we were all in, we knew we were all in from day one after everything happened. And, I'm just blessed for this opportunity.
Dion, you alluded to it being special to come back here. Can you just elaborate on that after all the time you spent here in New England?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's nothing like. I think it's a dream for every collegiate athlete, every professional athlete to always go back to your alma mater. Just within any range. Trust me, I have plenty of former teammates who was emailing me, calling me, texting me. They want a job as if I can hire them tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? I don't know how many you had, Coach, but trust me, my phone was full. All of my former teammates, and I love it. But it's a little bigger than that. The guys feel like that is the moment where we grew. We went from young men to grown men in college. One of my former coaches, Parker Dykes, God bless me, he passed away a couple years ago. One of his biggest messages has always, and I stand firm on it. He's like, the memories that you have with these guys in college, they will last forever. And trust me, it's the honest truth. All of my closest friends are the back end of my high school career and in college. And it's nothing but pure love. And I love the excitement that these young men have and the things that they share within the locker room, nothing that we'll talk about in here, but those things stand firm with me myself as a professional athlete, as a collegiate athlete, now as a father as well. You know, me personally having the opportunity to go back to give these guys all the resources that I have, and that's the gratifying part about it. That's the only thing that I've always been wishing for and hoping. I've been prying at the university for a couple years in the past before they finally did it. They finally pulled the trigger and made it happen. But I would say it's better late than never. You know,
And coming here to Boston to play, where you spent so much time as a pro, what does that mean to you that this game is here?
trust me, it seems like everything is adding up. We just got to wait till the game happens to see if the final solution, the final piece of the puzzle. Just having the game being announced, when it was announced that we was playing in Fenway, our director of ops guy, he was holding back on me, Josh Thompson. He does everything for the university. Trust me, without this guy, I'll be done. Without him, I will be done. I promise you that. I'm pretty sure he already had it in his phone that we was playing this game. He just wanted to hold it back for me, and then having the opportunity to be the interim coach was another gratifying part. I was super excited about that opportunity. Now we have to see what happened during the game. The outcome of the game will be the end piece. You know, like Coach said, win or loss. The most important thing is the relationship building that these young men have and the memories. You know, that's the only thing that I'm taking from this opportunity.
Similar to what Dan was just talking about, but for the rest of you guys, what does it mean to you to be representing your school, your state, out here on the East Coast for this game?
So being a Cincinnati guy, meeting with Coach Combs all week, one of our meetings we were sitting there and we were like, I mean, I wasn't the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. He wasn't the head coach at the beginning of the season. So two Cincinnati guys stepping into this role and kind of leading this team into this bowl game and this Keg and Nails rivalry, it's a very special opportunity for the both of us. And we just thought, I mean, what an opportunity for two Cincinnati guys who didn't start in this position at the beginning of the year to get this opportunity. So just want to represent our city the best way that we can. And I'm just excited to be here and just can't wait to get out on the field tomorrow.
Hey, Evan, to follow on that, this is a great opportunity. You'll be playing before a new head coach. Cincinnati's moving to a Power 5 conference. Just talk about those opportunities right now.
Just not really focusing on like the new coach and moving to that conference yet. I mean, we got one more game this year with the guys that we have right now. So the relationships that I've built with these guys over these past years and seniors like Wilson Huber and these guys, I know we're missing some guys, some of those seniors, but I know a lot of these guys that are getting an opportunity, they're going to step up, and they've been waiting for this moment all year. So they've been preparing, we've been preparing. So I just can't wait to come out and get this second start under my belt.
For any of the guys, just talk about playing in Fenway. Anybody a big baseball fan, and just talk about playing in that place.
I love baseball. I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. That's the team I grew up with. And I grew up playing baseball, so I was one of the biggest dudes on the baseball field, and so I got the nickname Big Poppy as well. I can call so many people for backup if y'all need it. So, just knowing about so much of baseball and actually wanting to go visit every ballpark at some point in my life, is actually really awesome how this all turned out. And I got to see one of the greatest ballparks in history. So, I was acting like a kid yesterday in Fenway, but it was really awesome. So.
Yeah, it was definitely really neat. You grow up watching baseball. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I mean, definitely, heard of Fenway as a sports fan in general. But, being down there on the field and seeing that green monster, it's really something special. It definitely looks way bigger in person than it does on TV. But to be able to play in a place like that with all the history is, something that, I think a lot of these guys are going to remember for the rest of their lives.
Man, I've been to maybe 3 or 4. I know Atlanta, Tampa Bay, now Boston, and Cincinnati. So yeah, about 4.
Evan, you talked about it a little bit, but what Coach Combs has done for the team the past couple of weeks, and then also the fact that he's going to be on staff next year, the team moving forward. What has that meant to you guys, who will have a chance to be here next year, be at Cincinnati next year, and just the program moving forward?
It was huge. And talking to Coach Combs, he sat down, he said, at where I'm at in life, I have options. And my option is you guys. I'm choosing you over those other options. So, I mean, it says a lot about who he is as a person, being a Cincinnati guy, and just him believing in us and what we've been doing here. I know everybody on the team was ecstatic when they heard the news that he was coming back. I mean, the whole city. I mean, you were probably at Fifth Third when they announced that he was coming back, and the whole stadium erupted. So, just having a guy like this in our corner, we just know we're going to get his all every day, no matter what. And I'm excited to play for this guy right here.
Thank you.
So.
That was pretty painless, guys, huh?
Yeah, really.
Well, I think that's it. But while I'm up here, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for taking the time to be here and for how amazing you guys have been all week, both coaches, players. I've honestly never been around such a respectful group of guys and staffs, and just seeing the joy. You guys were talking about being at Fenway. It was truly special to see, and that's exactly what we were hoping to accomplish. So thank you guys so much for the enthusiasm and for the willingness to do all of our events and to be here.